Alley Cats Anonymous, a place where we can all come together, Alley Cats, hunks, and people who are just hunk enough, and talk about a little something called ADCC. I'm your host, Trey Robinson. With me over here, we got Corey, aka Sinbad, and then Uncle Joey over here on the left. Papa Reed is out sick right now. Now listen, I don't want to dog Reed too much off the rip, but that guy, he ain't what he used to be. I'll just say it like it is. Old Reed ain't what he used to be. That guy's getting sick every other week. I get sick a lot.
Buzzing off those Zins.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. For anyone at home, Reed has not recovered from the Zins, dude. He's been hurting for a while, dude. The worst thing that came of the Zins for me, I got a text from my mom. And she's like she watches the podcast, I suppose. So I'll start off by saying, sorry, Mom, I'm not doing any more Zins. But I got a text from my mom, and it was like you're not actually doing those Zin things and getting addicted to nicotine, are you? And so then I posted that on my Instagram, and I had legitimately 50 people responding, being like, this is so funny. Listen to your mom, though, but that's hilarious. So then I tried to call my mom and be like, Mom, look, all these people think you're so funny for texting me. My mom did not think it was funny. She was like, this is not a joke. They should not be laughing. You should not be doing Zins. So old Mama Robinson, the matriarch of the Robinson clan, not a fan of the Zins. But what do you guys up to? You guys been on Zin still?
I'm off the Zins. I'm off the Zin train.
Off of them? You're off?
Man, I get too hyped up. I feel like it just hits me.
Oh, damn.
It hits me too hard, and I straight up I'm dizzy. I'm walking around. I'm off into the woods doing stuff. I don't like it. Make me do things.
Yeah, it's a little rattle, a little rush too much for me. I noticed you pointed to me when we said hunk enough.
Yeah.
Why?
I'll let the viewers tell you, man.
Damn.
Everybody in the comments, go ahead and let Corey know.
And yeah, who's a hunk, who's a heartthrob.
Yeah, who's an alley cat. But all right, so we got an exciting show for you guys today. I think today we're going to take, a step back from the modern ADCC scene. We're going to take a step back. We're going to look at history. If you want to know where you're going, you got to look past in history to see how the path has been paved before you. So we got a few segments we're going to bring to you guys today. The first segment we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of the best historic ADCC fits we've ever seen, and then we're going to look at some of the best triangles in ADCC history, and then we're going to go over the Roots trailer. It's a new series on FloGrappling.com/films. Go to our homepage. Up in the top left corner, there's a little button that says Roots Full Series. Click that. You can watch the series on FloGrappling right now. Episode 1 is out. It's free on FloGrappling. We also have episode 1 on the YouTube channel. So guys, go check that out, but we'll watch the trailer at the end. But up first, we're going to get into the best ADCC fits in history. All right. Now listen, I pulled 15 of my favorite looks throughout the years of ADCC. This isn't all encompassing. I know I left some off. There's some great fits out there, some crazy ones, some just real standard, good looking, good rash guard, good shorts. But then there's some wacky stuff. Throughout history, a lot of people have worn a lot of weird things to ADCC. Joe, I know we were trying to source some of these. You're pulling a lot of these Asian trial winners. These dudes go hard.
There's guys coming to the mat wearing big, it seems kind of anime inspired, honestly, big wings and a jetpack, masks they have to take off when they come to the mat.
Think gold dust.
Yeah. Very, very gold dust.
No, but it rules. It rules.
Honestly, some of it toes the line on whether I think it's okay for TV or not. I'll be honest. I don't know what kind of sick shit this guy's going for right now, but no, I'm just kidding. Nothing too crazy. But let's go ahead and pull up the graphic for the 15 ADCC fits that we're going to be kind of basing this off of today. And so here's what we're going to do. We have these 15 to choose from. Me, Corey, and Joe are going to go around and we're going to draft our top 4 out of these 15. So 3 of them will get left off. Obviously, if you're good at math like me, 4 times 3 is 12. 15 minus 12
We have people checking
3.
this. We got a
lot of people working behind the scenes to make sure our numbers are right here. But kind of a little bit of a spread here. We got a different vibes in some of these. Obviously, we have Gary Tonin in the American fit from 2019, the dyed hair, the goatee to go along with it. Then we have a super old one like Mark Kerr. I think what is that? Is that 2001, I believe?
I think that's 2001.
Back in the day.
Yeah, all the way 2001, Mark Kerr in these tiny little bad boy Valley Tudo shorts, 1 knee pad. What else we got on here? We got Saulo Ribeiro in the gi top with the belt, and you can't really see, but he has shorts on. So
I think
some
what
pretty
makes-
classic fits.
What makes ADCC so interesting is that it's not a jiu-jitsu tournament, right? It's kind of its own thing. And so for a long time, I feel like people didn't quite know how to show up to it. You know what I mean? Especially it happens every 2 years. Like it's kind of, so just like, I don't know, show up in a gi top this time. Why not? Maybe I can use my gi top to do some cool stuff.
Yeah, it was a little bit of that early UFC vibe, where it's
Yeah.
like, I want to represent my art, baby. I'm showing up with
One
one
glove.
boxing glove. Yeah. So I guess, Corey, could you talk a little bit more about that? Like the history of the fact that you can wear whatever you want. You still can, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, we saw at trials like earlier this year, last year, guys coming in a gi top or gi and pants, and like not always doing so well because it does restrict the movement and it's not the best thing for submission wrestling. But that's one of the iconic things about ADCC is you can wear whatever you want, mostly as a kind of homage to sambo and wrestling and judo and jiu-jitsu, and like blending all of these together was always the idea of ADCC, right? It's a grappling tournament, not a jiu-jitsu tournament or a judo tournament or a wrestling tournament. So giving all these guys an opportunity to A, represent their sport, and B, just put on a show. Like, I mean, you've got Heisem in the full giraffe kit. You've got Rustam Chizev in the knit sweater.
Yeah.
So, we got
knitted that one himself.
Got a whole thing.
Yeah, that's excuse me, I had a little burp there. I apologize for that. But that's one thing
Did you hear that, Mama Robinson? He's
Yeah, I know.
apologizing. He's being very
I know.
nice and polite.
Yeah, I know. I'm on good behavior right now. But one of the things that I think is funny about the ability to wear whatever you want at ADCC is throughout history, we've kind of learned the immediate, like, okay, if the guy's wearing that, they're going to lose,
Oh, straight up. We saw a guy at trial show up in I think he was wearing a full gi and wrestling shoes.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, somebody's about to put this guy on a poster, huh?
I would say, barring Saulo Ribeiro.
Solo doesn't count.
Yeah, he doesn't count. But if you show up in a gi, you're going to get wrecked, honestly. Like,
At this
usually
point.
people do it as a joke at this point. Like, it's more of like I want to get on Instagram or something thing. And then the other thing, the telltale, if you're going to get wrecked, is wrestling shoes. The guy with wrestling shoes might win his first, and then he's going to get heel hooked. It's just like a tale as old as time. Like, I don't know. Dude, honestly though, if you're an incredible wrestler and you do wear wrestling shoes and make it really far, you have an invite on this podcast anytime. If you make it Final Four in wrestling shoes, you have an open invite to this podcast.
There is one hack I've seen at a couple of ADCC trials now about the guy in the wrestling shoes and the singlet. Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, there's a guy in wrestling shoes and a singlet
Doesn't
who
wrestle?
can't wrestle.
It's like it's a bluff.
It's a bluff to get the other guy to pull guard,
Yeah.
which genius strategy, but again, not going to get you past round 2.
True. All right, so let's go through this graphic real quick and just you guys want to list all of these people just so anyone who might not know at home.
In the year if we know it, but
Yeah.
some of them we won't know it.
Yeah, so let's start top left corner and we'll work our way to the right and then down a row. So up top left, we have Gary Tonin, 2019 ADCC. This is a pretty iconic fit, the All-American goatee.
The Colonel
bleach hair.
Sanders icon.
Yeah, very good way of describing that one. And then one to the right, we got Gunnar Nelson. I think this is 2009
Looks like
9?
or 11.
yeah, one of those two.
I don't know. One of those. This is on FloGrappling if you want to watch it. But this match specifically is Shanji versus Gunnar Nelson. Pretty sick matchup there. But Gunnar Nelson rocking the ripped T-shirt, just a baggy ripped T-shirt with tap out shorts. I mean, amazing look. I love this one. And then one over from that, we have Jeff Monson rocking the camo, just baggy camo shorts. And honestly, part of this look is being Jeff Monson and being that freaking jacked with like these gnarly tattoos. This for me is the most intimidating look by far. And then to the right of that, we got Mark Kerr rocking his tiny little bad boy shorts, one knee pad. Like if you go back to some of the super old historic ADCC footage, these dudes used to love to just be massive dudes wearing tiny shorts and like one knee pad or an elbow pad or like just like one variation of padding on one of their joints.
Totally indistinguishable from like a bodybuilding competition.
Yes.
In a lot
Yeah.
of ways for these early guys.
100%. Corey, you want to go through this next row for us?
Yeah,
for us?
up next we got Heisem Rita the giraffe rocking the giraffe kit. For me, it was one of the like the most Heisem Rita things you could
Yep.
do, right? And very hyperfly and supporting this I think iconic Heisem Rita look.
For sure. 2022.
2022, iconic. That's the one he hit the armbar on Cyborg on.
Yeah.
Mission of the year.
One over from that, the legend himself, Jeff Glover. And yeah, a very Jeff Glover look. You could probably roll up on him now, seeing him rocking the tank top and I thought they were SpongeBob shorts, but just some
Lucky
little
Gee shorts.
Lucky Gee shorts.
This looks like what you would wear to beat a paternity case.
I think
More than like rolling up to fight the best guys in the world.
I don't know, man. This is a day on the beach for me.
Yeah, I think one thing I like about some of these older ADCC fits is like dudes just straight up were walking in front, like off the street and just being like, nah, this is what I wore today. Why would I change to fight in something else? Which is so sick.
Looks like he's got sand between his toes, as does Majid Hage in the next one. I think this is Majid, right?
Yep, for sure.
Majid rocking the very Majid t-shirt and shorts with double knee pads.
Yeah, the double
Looks
volleyball
like
knee
he's
pads.
Coming out of a volleyball tournament to roll up on a jiu-jitsu tournament.
Yep, that's another 2022 one. I think one reason, to include Majid on this is he brings us a timeless aspect to the style, because that's like a lot of dudes wore like the board shorts t-shirt way back in the day. Majid's kind of the dude who has carried it into the modern scene. So
If you do it now, you're kind of ripping off Majid, right?
yeah, for sure.
And then last on this row is, of course, Mika Galvao in the Brazilian flag kit. We saw this is kind of a popular setup now, but I think Mika was one of the first to do it with the Blue King shorts and the Brazil rash guard. Looks like a soccer uniform here. I like the kind of full fit.
For sure. Joe, you want to go next row?
Sure. Is that Mike Fowler?
Yeah.
So we're going to start with Mike Fowler with honestly just an insane look.
Yeah.
Got to start with the cheetah dyed hair, sleeveless tank top on top, long shorts. You saw that a lot in like late 2000s, like following like the basketball shorts trend down to your ankles.
Yeah.
Long grappler shorts, calf sleeve. Honestly, incredible look. This is like on a video game when you would have like a created character and it was just like, I'm just going to give him everything.
Yeah.
This is very much the look that Mike Fowler went with here. That is, of course, the father of Mason Fowler, ADCC veteran as well. Next fit. Are we going here
Is
for...
it actually?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No idea.
I did not know that.
Mike Fowler is the father of Mason Fowler. Am I getting that wrong? I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know that if that's true. Yeah,
sure,
I don't know. I guess
Uh,
someone fact check us. That's crazy.
If I'm wrong about that, I apologize.
Mason, let us know.
Let's go to, Mason, who is the father?
Rico
the next
Rodriguez.
one for Rico Rodriguez. I've always really liked, those are Affliction shorts, right? I just think the flamed up Affliction shorts are always really cool. Again, old school tank top look.
Got the
a
backpack
Nike-
too.
a
He
Nike
does have a
fit.
backpack. I was about to say that too. He does have a 175 pound Brazilian backpack on. One of the most iconic fights in ADCC history. And also just an iconic look. If you're willing to go diving somewhere, that's a great look as well. This next one of my favorites on the thing. If you are a colder guy, if you're in a colder environment, maybe you need to grapple in a big knit sweater like Rustam Chiziev here, the Russian. Let's get him up on the board. Let's get Rustam up on the board. And this guy would just show up to ADCC every single time. He was a sick wrestler, super hard to submit, gave a ton of people a ton of hard times, and honestly seemed like miserable to wrestle because he would get like chest-to-chest pressure, start putting that chest hair on people.
Yeah.
Absolutely miserable.
Yeah, you can't see. He's just wearing like grappling shorts. But that's not what makes this one so special. It's more so the body hair, dude. If you got it, flaunt it. And that's why if you could have this look, you should rock this look, honestly.
Hairiest grappler I've ever seen in my life. The last one on this row is going to be gi top and shorts, Salo Ribeiro. He's straight up the only guy who's ever made this look like even close to cool, and I think he makes it look cool. Everybody else who's tried this in recent times, this has not been the way. This is 2011. He's fighting Jeff Monson, world champ, absolute legend.
I love
the only guy to pull this off, and that says a lot.
I love the taped on belt too. Like
Yeah.
that thing is not coming off.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, straight up.
For
I
sure.
didn't even notice that. That's a great point.
All right, then. So our final row, we got Hadra Gracie. This is 2003. Hadra Gracie just rocking these tiny little black Valley Tudo shorts and a red rash guard. And then like
This was a rejection of the Mark Kerr era in a
Yeah.
lot of ways. He's like, no, I'm actually going to put a rash guard on.
for sure. And then to the right of that, we got Ty Ruotolo, 2022 ADCC rocking. I mean, I think this is just a sick look. Like the dark camo, all Ruka'd out. I know those dudes are represented by Tenori now. Tenori's starting up his new brand just by his name, Tenori and Shoyo Roll. But super sick look. I have one of these dark camo Ruka rash guards, and I throw that puppy on whenever I'm planning on just leg pin passing and shooting
Throwing
darces
darts.
from everywhere, dude. And I let people know by rocking that rashy. And then the final one, our final out of the 15, we got Yuri Samoys rocking the biker shorts, no shirt, headgear, mustache. epic look. Like this one
Incredible
speaks
look.
for itself. Dude.
Incredible look.
Just an insanely cool thing to wear when you're about to compete on the highest, most prestigious stage in professional grappling. But there's the 15.
Congrats to Yuri, by the way. Got engaged this weekend.
There we go.
Be in the ADCC Super Fight coming up in 2024 in August. Newly engaged, Yuri Samoys.
Nice. There we go. His girlfriend probably finally saw this photo and was like, you better put a ring on it. You're incredible. But here's the 15. That's the whole 15. Now we're going to go through and draft our top 4. All right. So to decide draft order, I think we just do a quick Rochambeau, little rock, paper, scissors, 3-way rock, paper, scissors. Whoever is the outlier of the 3-person rock, paper, scissors, I think gets to pick if they want first, middle, or last draft pick, and then the last 2 we'll just do one go. Whoever wins gets the next pick. All right.
Good to me.
Okay.
So we're gonna go rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and you shoot on shoot. All right, you guys ready?
Shoot or shoot.
All right, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
We all 3 did a different
Ready?
one.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
We all 3 did a
Rock,
different
paper,
one.
scissors, shoot. All right, I get my first pick. Now you guys go for who gets second pick.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You win.
Right. Pick
All right.
2.
I want the number 1 overall pick, so I'll take number 1. Corey, what do you want?
I'll take the second pick.
You're taking
Third
second
pick.
pick?
Third
All
pick.
right, we are going snake format,
Yep.
I guess.
Yeah, so
I
you
didn't
go
say
1,
that.
2, 3,
I'll
4,
stay 2.
Okay.
5, 6. Yeah.
All right, so number 1 overall pick. And now listen, I know that maybe the third pick's probably the pick I should have went with, the best pick, so I could have back-to-back, but I just wanted this look so bad. I couldn't risk not having it. I'm going Jeff Glover with a tank top, the Lucky Geese shorts. Dude, this look
It is a sweet look.
It's so sick, dude. It's just, for me, it's the funniest, best look I've seen someone rock at ADCC. It's even better that it's Jeff Glover, just an absolute legend, someone who's so good, but also plays such a weird game that I think not only does it fit him, it fits his jiu-jitsu, but I would love to be able to rock this and like roll up at my local open mat just wearing this. I think it would make me the coolest guy at the ball. So I'm going Jeff Glover, tank top, Lucky Geese shorts, just looking like a beast. That's number 1 right there. What do you got, Corey?
Sinbad, what you got?
Thinking now I should have taken the turn pick, but
Yeah, this really fell into my lap. I was going to take third pick regardless.
throwing it up between 2, I think I gotta go with the giraffe Haisam Rita. That's just such a
modern look.
composed look, man. I
We're
like
going modern.
It's all kind of built together. It's really, really well thought out. Nicely designed by our guys over at Hyperfly. So yeah, I got to go with Haisam Rita. This was also right before an iconic moment, that armbar, the armbar of the year in 2022, the submission of the year in 2022. Yeah.
Super iconic. I will say, yeah, you messed up by going 2. There's no reason not to go 1 or 3, but, that's all right, Corey.
You already had the one.
all
Yeah.
Well, I know. So
Yeah.
that means there's only 3.
Fair enough. For me, this is the guy I would have picked on this list first overall anyway, so I'm happy that he fell to 3 for me. Colonel Sanders Gary Tonin is the third pick of the draft. Iconic look, iconic performance. That was one of the craziest, most energetic performances we've ever seen at ADCC. Awesome match with Canuto. If you guys haven't seen that, make sure you check out that Canuto match. It was one of the best of the year. Absolutely incredible. Next pick is tougher.
Hold on. Before you go to that one, Corey, did you get your 1-1 still? Or were
Yeah.
you wanted Haisam? All right, so we all got
We all got what we
our
wanted.
1-1. All right,
Yeah.
nice.
Okay,
so now let's
nice.
see.
Guys, that's a good moment for
Yeah, let's
all
see
of
how
us,
things get mixed
Now
up here
things
in
are
round
really
2.
get going. I'm going to go with Mika in that Brazil rash guard. It's just so
Brazil fit.
clean. It's so, I think when those guys all showed up to ADCC, the Manaus boys, with that same rash guard, I thought it was just the sickest look. And so I'm going to go with Mika Galvao, second pick.
All right, there we go. A couple modern ones off the board early, and even Gary 2019.
I know, I felt
not
like
too
I was
old.
going pretty modern.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
But all right, Corey, you're
All
up
right,
next
yeah.
on the turn.
This one's
Fashion, much like leg lock.
easier for me. If he was not wearing what he's wearing and you walked up and you saw Jeff Munson
Yeah.
rocking a rash guard and shorts, it'd be intimidating. But the fact that he's shirtless, covered in tattoos, he's got that anarchy tattoo right in the center of his chest, the big camo shorts, just makes you feel like this guy might actually snap you in half.
100%.
Just the intimidating Jeff Munson look.
Yeah,
Snowman.
I think that's a great pick. Honestly, that was one of my favorites. I think Jeff Munson looks like Kane, bro. Like just straight up looks like Kane. If Kane didn't make it to the WWE, got more into biker documentaries, I guess, and like, or just biker lifestyle. I don't know. I don't know what Jeff Monson does off the mats, to be honest with you, but I assume it's like freaking breaking beer bottles and being like, "You want to go, pal?" at random dudes in a bar. But I think it's a sick look, dude. Even the camo shorts, so epic. Baggy ass shorts. I kind of miss that. I feel like now we're in an era where people wear very short, like not like short Valley Tudo, but just short in general shorts. And you know, those classic baggies, you can't go wrong there.
Guy wears baggy shorts. You know he doesn't really care about mobility. He's just gonna staple you to the mat. He's not moving.
Yeah. But all right, so Corey's got the Heisem Giraffe, Jeff Monson looking like an absolute beast. And dude, I got left open for my next one. I almost went this one 1-1 because I was trying to play the game of like getting the ones I wanted. I didn't know if you guys would take Jeff Glover or not, but I was worried this one's gonna be off the board. But it's just waiting for daddy. So I got to go Yuri Samoys, headgear, mustache, no shirt, just freaking.
It was between that or Mika for my second pick.
Valley Tudo biker shorts. I mean, this is just such an epic look.
No, it just looks
the
so
mustache really rounds it off.
Yeah. The best part about some
to
of
me,
these,
the headgear rounds it off.
the headgear is like what's going on? What are you wearing headgear for? But just some of these dudes, like you would never expect them to be good at grappling if they were wearing this. Like if a guy shows up at your gym and puts that on and comes onto the mat, you're like, oh my God, dude, what a kook. What's going on?
Oh no, I can see those muscles too.
I guess, yeah. But so I guess, I don't know. That's like an added element to me where I think it's so funny that these dudes are so good at jiu-jitsu and they're like rocking stuff like this. So
I can't remember top of my head if this was the first year that Yuri won, but
it's 2015.
He did win this year.
Yeah.
I think he won 88.
I think so, yeah. But yeah, so 2015 look here for Yuri Samoys. And I got another pick, huh?
Yeah, another pick.
Oh, man. This is a tough one. Dude, all right. I'm just keeping it old school. You guys can have the modern ones. I'm going Salo Hibera in the gi top. So
You're taking a lot of my good ones.
Yeah. We got Salo Hibera, gi top, just belt on, just taped up. I mean, such a sick look. Rocking the kind of the Sambo look. I think the only way he could make it cooler is if he was also wearing wrestling shoes. But, I mean, epic look. I do think this year at ADCC, we're going to get some variations of this in a way, not the gi top. I think we're going to see some dudes potentially rock a belt. I think they're going to do the Valley Tudo thing. We saw Diogo on Who's Number One wear a belt, you know? It was a little awkward because there was a moment where the belt came undone, and I was like, are they going to have him retie it? Like, you know, are we going to have some gi influence? Like, that would be weird. But I think the tape, for that reason, makes sense to me. Like, you don't want the belt coming undone in, like, a no-gi sense. So I think maybe we'll see that, but I got Salo Hibera here rocking the gi top and shorts.
Yeah, tell Mika and Diogo and Kawhi to bring the tape in and tie those belts up. It'll be sick to watch Kawhi Gabriel tying up a brown belt as he goes to compete at ADCC World.
Pretty fresh brown belt at that.
All right, go ahead, Corey.
All right. Keeping the intimidation factor alive, I think I got to go with our boy Rustam. Rustam Chiziev in the just chest hair only.
It was an intimidating look for a long time because like he didn't do any media. Nobody knew anything about him, but they knew he was a sick, stubborn wrestler, like that classic just like Russian wrestler archetype, Dagestani type dude. I actually don't know if he's Dagestani.
I think one thing I like
looked miserable to wrestle, at least because of the chest hair.
Yeah, one thing I like about Rustam is like he's one of those dudes who's not like insanely jacked. He's just like a normal amount of jacked, you know? So it's like that's what you should look like if you're going to be this hairy and not wear a shirt.
Rustam's the kind of guy, too, that does not tap to shit.
Yeah, he would never tap. Yeah, like leg locks and stuff. I feel like he's part of the, like, Russians don't tap to leg locks, especially. Like, there's a lot of that you can tie back to Rustam.
100%. Good pick, Corey. Joe, what do you got next?
So these are my last two picks because then I'll be up to
Better
4.
make them count.
Better make them count. So the third pick that I'm going to go with Mark Kerr. It might not be the best outfit, but it's the least outfit, and that's worth something. And also just Mark Kerr's a beast. How many guys on this list are getting a movie made about their life with The Rock? And some jiu-jitsu people we saw this weekend. That's pretty cool. Who else on this list? So I'm real tempted by a couple of them. I'm real tempted by like Majid. I'm real tempted by Ty. I'm going to go, though, with Gunnar Nelson ripped shirt. I think that is, like, that tells a story. That dude is here fighting. And that's going to be my pick. Gunnar Nelson and Mark Kerr. 3 and 4.
Real quick on the Mark Kerr thing, we're gonna have to come back here and do a who wore it better, Mark Kerr or The Rock.
Yeah, I think the Mark Kerr one for me is like it's not necessarily just straight up the coolest outfit, but it's kind of very representative of an era. You can even see his opponent in this kind of photo wearing the exact same thing
with less on.
Yeah, so it's kind of like this was just the thing. 2001, and also bro, if you look at the background of these photos, I kind of photoshopped so you can't really see. But there's like, this is OG ADCC days back, like way back. There's like cars in the background of this arena. There's like all kinds of just weird stuff going on in the background of a 2001 ADCC World Championship. So, yeah, definitely a good pick in my opinion to represent the era. And then Gunnar Nelson ripped shirt, that was one of my favorites also. He just looks so cool. Gunnar Nelson is just such a badass dude. And for him to just have a ripped shirt, just didn't even bring a second t-shirt to put on, and then tap out shorts is awesome.
That, right?
Yeah. So
I got the giraffe pick in the giraffe print in the first pick. I got to go to leopard print in the final pick. Mike Fowler in the leopard print hair. This guy just looks like he's got something up his sleeve, right? Like there's a trick
look.
waiting for you. There's like he's gonna throw a flying guillotine or like Imanari roll if they were doing Imanari rolls back then. Like you're gonna get something right off the rip from a guy rocking, you know, 2 differently sized leg sleeves, some tape on his foot, those kind of fly open shorts, and the leopard print hair is just what does it for me. I'm expecting flying guillotine from this guy.
I'm expecting, like a donkey guard or something. Yeah, straight up.
all right. So what do I got left? I got Rico Rodriguez, Hodger Gracie, Tyru Atolo, Majid.
And then there should be one more, right?
No, I think it should.
No, that's it.
Yeah. So I could go modern with it, or I could do a classic. You know, I don't know. This one's tough for me because
go modern, classic in modern, which is Majid.
Yeah, I think something like what Rico Rodriguez is rocking, I do think is incredibly sick looking. But it's just the whole outfit doesn't come together for me. You know, I'll be honest. I like the flame shorts. Like that is awesome to wear that. But it's just, you know, the weird sleeveless tennis shirt. It's hilarious, but it's not actually that cool in my opinion. The Ty Roots full camo is, in my opinion, probably the actual coolest full set. Like it looks really good. It looks sick. Dude looks like a pro jiu-jitsu competitor. Oh man, I don't know what to pick. The Hodger one for me ain't it. I'll be honest. I don't think it's Rodger's best look.
It's a tough look.
Yeah, but
it's nice to get Hodger in there. He's usually a very fashionable guy. That's not it.
Yeah, I think it's funny to have him wearing that, to be honest. But you know, not what I'm actually going to pick. But I guess I'm just going to go with Ty Roots. I'll do a modern one. I think Ty's all camo look is a super sick look all around, and couldn't be a cooler dude in jiu-jitsu than Tyru Atolo, honest. So I got to have him on the list there. I'm going Tyru Atolo. But that's the last pick there. Let me mark this down real quick for the official records. But going through what everyone drafted, I got Trey's draft, you know, Jeff Glover, Yuri Samoy, Salo, Ty Roots. Then we got Corey has Hysom, Jeff Monson, Rustam, Mike Fowler. Joe's got Gary Tonin, Mika, Mark Kerr, Gunnar Nelson. So overall, a couple sick drafts there. You guys happy with where you ended up with all that?
I'm thrilled.
Yeah, I think we all have very specific through lines through our picks, but
Oh yeah, what do you think they are?
yeah,
Hotties.
yeah, I know. My picks definitely have like there's a level of like intimidation factor, or like this guy just, I don't want that guy standing across from me. That guy's gonna throw some flying shit on me, like whatever. I think Trey went mostly for style.
I went for the funniest. I just like dudes who look funny, to be honest. It's hilarious.
You hear that, Ty?
Yeah. Well, Ty was the only one. He's the outlier of my group. But then what Joe picked?
I just went with like sleek looks, I feel like. Yeah, like Gary has a very like combined look. Mika's a very combined look.
All right, there we have it. So we'll be posting that on our Instagram, each of our draft picks. So go leave a comment, vote who you think won the draft. Ultimately, you know, we want to come away with a winner here. You know, who has the best eye for the best ADCC fits. So go check out the FloGrappling Instagram and leave a comment when we post this about which you think is the best look. All right, you guys want to just go right into these triangles?
Yeah, we can get right into these triangles. I feel like triangles at ADCC, I always love seeing. It's one of my favorite submissions, seeing. It's such like a pure expression of jiu-jitsu, watching somebody use their lower body to tap out somebody's stronger upper body. You know what I mean? Or like a big, strong guy's upper body. I just always think there's a lot of like really interesting, pure jiu-jitsu in that.
You can make
one of my favorite submissions.
You can make the case that the rear naked choke is like the quintessential jiu-jitsu choke, but I would say it might be the triangle, right? It is generally done from the back. It is like you said, Joe, a leg choke. You're using your legs against somebody's upper body, but it's also just like every gym logo is a triangle, right? That's not by mistake. The triangle 100%. Is the choke of jiu-jitsu. It was the Hoist Gracie choke. You know, it's what made jiu-jitsu, I think, kind of famous. Is people were watching people throw out their legs. What is this guy doing? Oh, he's tapping from what? Like it is what brought jiu-jitsu, I think, to the fold. And yeah, we don't see very many of them at ADCC. I was going through kind of the ADCC history books over the weekend and trying to pull out like, oh, all the triangles from ADCC. There must be hundreds. There were like less than 20.
There's very few. There's very few in MMA as well. At high level MMA, guys have gotten really good at 2 arms in, 2 arms out, not getting finished in these. Although one of the biggest submissions of all time was a triangle. Fabricio Verdum, ADCC champion, over Fedor Emelianenko, ending his many-year unbeaten streak.
Are you guys big triangle guys in the gym? Are you landing a lot of triangles in training?
I would say so. Yeah.
You are a big triangle guy.
I like to throw a bunch of triangles. I think it's a really strong position. You can get a lot of good arm locks from there. Triangle should be a good part of anybody's game.
I'd say
even short-legged people.
I do them in fits. I think like when I'm really paying attention to the triangle, I really like hitting triangles. But when I'm not focused on it, like it doesn't become part of my game naturally. I will say that like as one of them shorter-legged people, I feel that triangles are harder to hit, but when I get them, they're way tighter.
For sure.
I think triangles aren't necessarily inducive to a lazy person's game. So, I've stayed away from them for the most part, considering I'd have to like engage my core.
Depends on the triangle.
Yeah, either way. But I do have a story about a triangle I hit in a dorm room one time back when I was in college. I just started training, I think, pretty much. And so obviously, like whenever you're the one dude that like a college dorm floor knows does jiu-jitsu, everyone wants to like, oh, you freaking you choke me out, whatever. So this one dude wanted me to like choke him out. Like he was like, I want to go unconscious, I want to see what it's like. So I put him in a triangle, and I really didn't want to do it, but I eventually was like, all right, screw it, I'll do it. Put him in a triangle and like choke him out. And there's a video of it. The video haunts me.
Yeah, you should really get that deleted.
Yeah, but
has the statute of limitations like expired on this?
Yeah, but basically I like put this dude out, and then I let go of it, and he's like gurgling like someone does. And this is my first time putting someone out. I think the only time. I don't think I've ever put someone else out. And he's like gurgling, and you see me look up into the camera with just like the scariest, like, oh my God. Like I saw my whole life flash before my eyes in that moment. I was like, this dude's gonna die in the dorms. I'm gonna get convicted for murder. One of my biggest fears in life is being wrongly convicted of something and going to prison. I guess in this case I wouldn't be wrongly convicted, but yeah, so that's the time I put a dude out with the triangle. So with that being said, let's go ahead and play this video of 15 of the top triangles in ADCC history. I don't know if mine made the cut because it was in a dorm room, but it was a pretty sick one. So you cut this together, Corey. What kind of stuff should we be looking for?
Yeah, I mean, we got a bunch of stuff from Cobrinha, from Rafa Mendes, from Marcelo Garcia. Some more modern stuff, like we're going to kick this off with Gabriel Souza from just 2022. This was, I think, in the second round against Jeremy Skinner. Gabriel was on a tear that weekend. It just something beautiful about mounted triangles. Just like you have so many options from side control, but when you throw the leg over, there's a degree of dominance you need to have to throw a leg over to mount the triangle.
Well, I would say especially in nogi, you're going to see a little bit more triangling work from top, just because you can't like grab a collar and start pulling somebody in the same way that you would with a gi top on, right?
Gabriel was here for a couple minutes, but we kind of trimmed out some of the midsection where he's fighting for that, but just the moment he sinks that in is beautiful.
Now, this is a lazy man's triangle. This is and you see who's hitting it.
This is my favorite triangle also, so there we go.
And you see Felipe Pena-Perguisa, Sloth, going for this. And this has become a really popular one lately, I feel like, as well, with different guys. Like I remember Dante Leon might show up in the video later. But this like side judo-style triangle.
I like the grip he had on his ankle there to finish that. I haven't seen that very often.
Joel Tudor,
dude.
Here's a throwback.
Really going back.
This is sick. I haven't seen this yet. This is awesome. Joel Tudor, 2009.
2009 footage here, and just
is he about to shoot a buggy choke?
I know. I was just thinking, May's got such a good body type for a buggy choke.
There's a couple like new age things here that were definitely around in 2009, 2011, 2015. But this is just a real simple kind of throw the legs over, and there it is.
That's one of those ones where you just leave the mat, like if you lose to that, just feeling like an idiot because it's such a like simple little thing.
That's awesome.
Lovato, still in the mix, by the way, over a decade later.
Lovato, a monster on the triangle too. He this was the same tournament. I think the round before this, he put somebody to sleep with I want to say a guillotine or a rear naked choke, but so just on fire, submission tear.
Was this 2011?
11.
Yeah. he would go on to face Braulio the round after this.
Yeah,
Think
definitely.
about triangle masters.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, pulling on the head.
Yep. This is going to linger here for a moment, but yeah, Lovato just steadily in control from his guard. And we see more of that 13 years later today. Lovato just got such an incredible guard. Those long legs
100%.
definitely lend to it.
He's moved from a little bit more of like an open guard style to a closed guard style, but he still is able to use so many of those tricks. It's a really
Who's his opponent here? Do you know?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
The fact that he couldn't slip out being shirtless and that sweaty is incredible. Like,
Check
that means
this one
Lovato's triangle is so good.
Vinny Magalhaes in
Obviously
this
it's good.
one. He's got his
Versus
back
Glover.
taken. Swoop.
that's Glover Teixeira,
Yeah.
UFC future UFC champion.
2 MMA veterans here.
2 MMA veterans, 2 future UFC veterans as
The
well.
way he got out of that back control and just slipped right to the back against Glover Teixeira.
I know, crazy.
Vinny Magalhaes in for ADCC.
In for
2024.
ADC and Hall of Fame induction coming that same weekend.
Yeah.
So pretty cool that he will be the first Hall of Famer to compete at the World Championships while already in the Hall of Fame. And here he's almost going for like a rear triangle that became so popular later on. Gordon uses it a ton. We saw Kainan Duarte just showed up to like Nogi Pans and did it to everybody one year.
This rear mount triangle is one of the hardest submissions to get out of.
It's super hard to get out of, but it's also really hard to finish the triangle. You're going to see finishes with the arm. It's an awesome place to hold somebody, but you end up having to finish with the arm. Is that a young Mo in the background?
Could be. I don't know.
I think it is, and in one of the red shirts. Could be wrong. Didn't get a great angle on it for a second. This is another one of
There we
those
go.
little side triangle boys.
Little side triangle. Now, was this a wrist lock or was this a triangle? Because I know Pete the
Man.
Greek is going to be hitting us up saying this was a wrist lock.
There were a couple of these that it was like submissions from the triangle
Yeah.
position.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that still
But-
counts.
The way he locked that up though, just like straight off that Dante pass that he hits, that blast knee cut, straight to the arm and then right on the triangle.
Dante was so on fire in that tournament.
100%.
We got another one of those like long lasting triangles. I think this one ends in an alternative submission, but Hoff is so quick on that pull to triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Looking like, dude, watching this old 2009 Hoffa stuff, it's so hard not to just see Cole Abate as well, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's very evident, like, who Cole has kind of, like, imitated his game after and trains with, obviously, closely with, but...
Yeah.
Going off the mat? We're going off the mat triangle?
We're going off the mat. This looks like some of the stuff Cole hit in his trials run back in 2021. Like he was
Is that Andre in the corner? No. Yes?
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah. Young baby Andre.
Talk us through this. What's going on here?
Yeah, just locking that armbar out. Hoffa just relentless with that triangle pressure, but constantly looking at the armbar too. And sick little armbar finish here.
Nice.
This one, I'm really interested in watching this one with you guys. Ethan kind of just spams a bunch of different variations and angles on this triangle.
So this is what I would characterize as a reverse triangle. I've definitely seen the Danaher guys use this a little bit more as like an opposite triangle. And it's trying to get the hips to the side of the neck and the knee pit under the armpit. So you see Ethan trying to get his left knee with the pink band under Nico. Hey, Nico. Under Nico's armpit there. Really good place to Kimura from, especially, but you can get choke
Oh,
pressure.
you're talking about Nicholas Renier?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was him at first.
He's,
But yeah, the angle on this, you like really have to scoot around the head. It's not quite a rear triangle, so a lot of guys just end up going for this Kimura lock.
now he's almost rear mount triangle. Like he's
You almost get there, yeah. But if he could get his right knee, he's adjusting it there. His right knee closer to the shoulder, you can still see a lot of the shoulder in here. He might be able to finish this.
This was either, and I can't remember,
There's the tap.
one match before or one match after Ethan's just brawl with AJ Agazarm, where he spent the entire match going for a Kimura.
Yeah,
Ethan looks so different
Yeah,
he's-
in this ADCC from modern Ethan. It's crazy to
There's
see
that.
how much he's like
He's a baby.
matured and progressed.
So this one isn't exactly a triangle, but I'm going to call it a triangle anyway. This is,
Marte is
Yeah.
a monster, by the way. Just a super aggressive, by the way, bow in the hair.
I've heard this referred to as a rubber guillotine.
A rubber guillotine.
Check it out. Look at the arm grip there.
Yep.
we
so
might have to
he
talk
had
to our
so much power.
we might have to talk to our 10th Planet consultant Slack and
Yeah.
figure out what's going on here.
You see the arm under the neck? So it's basically a no arm triangle. It's almost a like front choke.
Yeah, I've heard it called different things before. I don't think it has one given name. I've heard it called like a steeple choke or a pace choke. I remember it was hitting the UFC one time. But being able to like really, you have to like get like almost like a guillotine with one hand and a triangle with your leg to be able to finish that position. It's a really, really difficult one.
And obviously a historic triangle here from
Yeah.
Craig Jones, the
Epic
flying triangle
flying
on Murillo. 2017, right? I mean, that's an iconic
Yeah,
one for
this
sure.
this was the second match. I think the second match in a run that really made.
Yeah, Murillo was a big favorite. That was crazy.
And then we have here Giancarlo in the mix, dude. This one was crazy. This was a weird match overall.
It was a really weird match, but the way it ended, just absolutely beautiful. Transition to that triangle off the attempt for back control, taking out the reigning ADCC champ at the time in Matheus Diniz. That was one of Giancarlo's 3 submissions on that weekend.
That was his second round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was kind of the moment where I was like, oh, wow, Giancarlo's not messing around.
yeah, it was all.
Wait a
coming
minute.
together.
But then obviously Cobrinha here.
Just the for my money, the best triangle setup is that hip bump thread the leg over, and this is probably the best example of it that you can find is hip bump, throw the leg through, sit in this triangle for a little bit, think about all that think about all that winning you're going to be doing for the next couple of years.
Yeah, think about all the gold medals that are coming. And then your son's going to be awesome at jiu-jitsu too.
Yeah, Kennedy's been on fire lately. Obviously, he wasn't able to complete the Grand Slam, but just had an insane year. IBJJF. I'm super stoked to watch him at ADCC this
Headed
year.
ADCC, yep.
Yeah, gonna be incredible.
Cobrinha is so patient in this position. Like, he knows he's got it locked up, passing the arm across.
That's the bad thing about being stuck in these triangles sometimes, right? It's just you feel this just like quicksand effect over time of like, man, I'm not finding a way out of this. And he is really inching closer and closer to me being choked unconscious here.
Especially like Cobrinha is so
especially
persistent
Cobrinha.
about being on the head. Like, he's always either grabbing his own leg or grabbing the head and just making this so you can't do the one thing you want to do, which is get your head up.
Triangles are a little like guillotines where everybody has their own little like, nah, bro, the only way to finish is this one way. But everybody's got so many different ways.
There it is. Got the tap. What do you got next, Corey? Do you remember what you
It's
did?
very like
It's
checkmate
Marcelo. Of
style.
course it's Marcelo. This one's quick, and this one's in the final from 2011 against Leo.
Leo Vieira. This is the only triangle in his competition career that Marcelo Garcia ever hit. It is the last competition match.
Got to mount,
Marcelo Garcia.
threaded through, got the tap.
This is legitimately the only triangle Marcelo ever hit.
Yep, as a black
true?
belt.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know if he hit any as a color belt. It might be the only one he ever hit, but it's the only one we have record of.
This one too. Dean Lister getting smashed here and just quickly kind of turns the tables, gets his guard back, and here comes that second leg. Actually using like not exactly, almost a Williams guard here.
It
That
is
is a Williams guard.
It is a Williams guard.
Damn, Sean Williams shout out.
Everything old is new again.
You guys play with Williams guard at all?
I've played with it. I feel like I lock myself in as much as I lock them in, so I don't love it sometimes. But
get
it is
that
definitely
Dean Lister
super
strength.
effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got to be more like Dean.
Dang, that's so sick. Dean Lister, dude, that squeeze has got to
What
be.
a crazy
Just,
setup.
oh my God, just
Gripping
bear
around
hugging
his
everything.
knees, and look at that. That's a very
He's
interesting
like,
triangle.
dude, he's like, grab the freaking your own leg, grab the head, grab the forearm. Who cares, man? I grab it all and just squeeze.
Yes. So the trick is grabbing everything and squoozing real hard.
Yeah.
This one is the last one on the list here. Kennedy Maciel down by 3 points in the X guard on top, and whoop.
This is what Kennedy used to do. People now know Kennedy is like, very tactically strong, very, always in the fight. Kennedy used to be like, man, I got to pull this out in the last 2 minutes kind of guy.
And he did that in
All the
every
time.
match against Josh Cisneros a couple times, and again, like
Yeah,
so
down
many
one right
matches.
now.
Yeah,
Down 1 minute to go.
against Juan Alvarenga.
Oh, man, got him.
Yeah,
That's sick.
Crazy. Because, man, comebacks, especially when you're down on points, the way they do points at an ADCC, like, it's just kind of so rare to see that.
and throwing yourself to the back from the X guard, not the best way to do that, huh? You're gonna give up 2.
Yeah,
Crazy.
dude. So obviously, 15 of the best triangles in ADCC history. Really cool to look back at all those throughout the years. Just a submission as old as time itself. The way Master Carlos and Helio would have wanted it. But you guys want to pick out your favorites out of all these? Go back through real quick and just say your favorites. It's not, we don't do a draft or anything, but I know which one's my favorite after watching all those. That was the first time I've watched all those. It's the first time I've seen some of those. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not freaking I don't know all the 2009 matches and everything, but my favorite out of all those had to probably be Dean Lister, just because shooting it from Williams guard, but then just squeezing everything is awesome. Like that's like relatable jiu-jitsu in my opinion. Just being like, I'm not really sure. I know Dean Lister knows what he's doing, but I don't whenever I'm doing it. And so just being like, let me just squeeze everything and see if that freaking messes this guy up. So yeah, I'm going this Dean Lister triangle from Williams guard. Let's give it another little looky poo here.
Yeah, because this is an interesting finish, the way he just goes around the entire head and arm and everything. I really like this. This is definitely one of my favorites as well.
Yeah,
it's funny too. A little inside scoop into like what we're training over at Paragon Austin right now. But yeah, Mikey was teaching basically this squeeze last week, right? Like over the top of the knees. That little finish there. It is savage. It's not exactly a TP choke, right? It's just kind of like squeezing the knees together to reinforce it a little bit, but it does get that shoulder entirely out of the way.
I remember Cole hitting that TP choke in 2021 East Coast trials, yeah. And I've always just like started switching to that now, just almost for fun. Like especially if I'm like like a lower belt or something, I'll just switch to it and just do the TP squeeze because it's like got your ass with something you weren't you probably don't even know that yet, but. So yeah, I'm going Dean Lister on that one. Corey, you got a favorite out of those?
Yeah, I made the list, so obviously it's gonna be the last one on the list here. Kennedy, from the context, right? He was down by 3 points. He was in X guard. He was getting swept, and he just threw that kind of dynamic flying triangle up out of seemingly nowhere. Landed in the triangle, sold it all out for that finish, and this was his first match in a 4-match run. Ended up taking silver medal in his ADCC debut. So. A lot of context around this, but it's also just a beautiful triangle. The way he kind of recognizes he's getting swept, throws it up right there, and locks it in. Just kind of this was obviously a specialty of Cobrinha as well. So when Kennedy stepped in for Cobrinha last minute, it was nice to see another triangle finish.
There's also just something incredible about a guy being down on points and getting the submission to win.
Look at the clock. There's a minute left.
Yeah, like that's as jiu-jitsu as it gets.
Absolutely.
What about you, Joe? You got a favorite out of those 15?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Marcelo. Only triangle he ever hit. Last competition match against a legend like Leo, who had been a previous ADCC champion, and who is obviously super elite, one of the best. For Marcelo to be able to get that done with the shoulder crunch, which was so classic Marcelo, I think it's a really special match and moment, and for him to be able to go out on top like that is incredible. Joe, I'm a big Marcelo guy.
Is this the run we did the plug that?
The Tournament Rewind. Yeah, we did the if people want to watch, me and Corey did an episode of the Tournament Rewind where we went back and watched the entire 2011 run of Marcelo, including this match where it's a full watch of every single match, giving context, giving trivia, letting people know what's up. And so that is available right now on FloGrappling. If you look up Tournament Rewatch, you should be able to find it. And more episodes coming soon with that.
Yeah, so there we go. 15 of kind of the best, most historic triangles in ADCC history. So if you guys like that, let us know in the comments kind of what submission you want us to dive into later, what you want to see us talk about some more when it comes to like specific things like an armbar throughout history or some specific submission like that. But I think pretty much getting towards the end of the show here, but we wanted to go ahead and play the Roots trailer for you guys. So Roots is a series all about Cade and Tai Ruotolo. You get to watch them grow up from potential grappling prodigies in diapers, learning and starting their jiu-jitsu journey with their mom, filming them on the mats as little kids, all the way up to the grappling superstars they are. And, I think the Ruotolo brothers might end up being like the most famous people that any of us know. I think the potential is just otherworldly for the Ruotolos of how big they could be and how big of stars they could be. So it's awesome that we're getting to make a series on them right now. I think it's going to be 7 episodes total. Reed has been working on it a ton. He directs it and everything. So shout out to Reed for making this. I know Derek Kochik has been editing it, and so it's super cool to see this come to fruition. But let's go ahead and play the trailer for Roots season or episode, I guess the whole season trailer, but episode 1 out now on Flow. Let's go and play it.
Surfing and jiu-jitsu, it cleanses the soul. Like many people here in Southern California, jiu-jitsu is part of the equation, and the other things that are in that equation oftentimes is surfing.
There's ups, downs. You don't really have control when it comes to waves. In jiu-jitsu, you're at the mercy of your opponent.
Learning how to not panic in dangerous situations. This is what they've been doing their whole life.
Hi, I'm Cade. I'm Ty.
Ty and Cade, like, they know black belt jiu-jitsu since they're like 9 years old.
They were beyond their years.
Oh, that's sick, Cade. How'd you do that? So we filmed it, and then we put it on YouTube.
You'd see them like putting together like little clips and stuff. At the time, it was really rare in the grappling scene to see kids do that.
Most kids would be bummed, I think, if they were in their division.
Welcome, we're here at the Roots compound, Costa Rica. It's been our happy place for the last couple of years. Day 3, maybe 4, we lost track here at the camp. We started surfing the same time we started jiu-jitsu. The mats, they always stay the same, you know, but when the waves are good, you gotta take advantage. I feel like anxiety when I'm home too much. I feel the urge to come back so bad. You can't do these training sessions that we're about to do every day.
It's just a whole nother level, man. It's mind-blowing.
The idea of having a twin brother for jiu-jitsu is the dream.
We're kind of both fighting for the same things. Our whole theories are we're just gonna do no-gi in the gi, dude. It's gonna work. I got something up the sleeve for this guy, something we haven't seen yet.
They're risk takers.
We all knew they were gonna be superstars.
The most important thing it takes to become the best in the world is an absolute love of the game.
They are exciting, and they go and just put everything out on the line.
Fighter mode, this is where legends are made, stories told.
It's like jiu-jitsu, it's like surfing, you know, everyone got like their own style they gotta develop. I wanna be there alongside my brother at ADCC.
I think they have had their direction set for a long time.
We're the only natural athlete out here, bro. Pretty soon we're gonna be unbeatable.
Hard work, no excuses. That's the life they live.
It would be really cool for the whole world to see these boys in action.
I think the future is really up to them.
Whatever they set their mind to, they're gonna do it.
The boys always say, we want to bring jiu-jitsu back to its roots. That's what I see them portraying and living out.
All right, there you have it. Oh, I accidentally grabbed the wrong trailer. It premieres June 10th, which is today. But yeah, so Ruotolos, we go all over the world with the Ruotolo brothers. We go to Costa Rica, where they're building their current compound and gym and everything, so you get to see that. You get to see, we go to Puerto Escondido, Mexico, where they did a camp right when they got their black belts at La Colonia Jiu-Jitsu, so you get to see them in Mexico. You see them at the ADCC World Championship 2022. I think we dive into 2019 Ty's run. We dive into 2022 IBJJF World. So really just an all-encompassing look and behind-the-scenes look into the lives of the Ruotolo brothers. I think episode 1, not to spoil it, I think episode 1 has a big scene where you get to see Ty and Cade in a fist fight, like pretty much off the rip. Yeah. So I would definitely go check that out. The first episode is free on FloGrappling. All of the episodes are going to be free on FloGrappling.com, but the first one is also available on YouTube right now. I don't know if we're going to be able to drop all of them immediately on YouTube, but they will all be dropped on FloGrappling.com for free. So you're going to want to go over there. You don't need a subscription. You can just sign up, put in your email, all that, and just get a free account on FloGrappling to watch the Ruotolo brothers, and then go ahead and subscribe so that you can watch the ADCC World Championship August 17th and 18th in Las Vegas, Nevada at T-Mobile Arena. That one's coming up. It's going to be epic. You guys got any closing thoughts or anything? Corey's giving me the one more thing.
Yeah.
What do you got, Corey?
As we're talking about Roots, just quick shout out to Cade Ruotolo for that epic submission win in his MMA debut over the weekend. Yep. Looked absolutely incredible. I was happy to see him put some striking together and then get it done the Ruotolo way with some jiu-jitsu.
That's right. Anything else, Joe? Any closing thoughts from you?
ADCC is going to be incredible. If you guys want to see a good preview of a lot of these athletes who are going to be at the ADCC World Championships, I would go ahead and check out Who's Number 124, which is coming June 20th. FloGrappling putting that on. 7-8 main card fights, a couple title fights. We just announced this morning Gordon Ryan going to be defending his belt. I think it's going to be one of the best cards of the year, and I think if you're watching this show, if you're a fan of grappling, you got to be there.
For sure. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the ADCC Update Show. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.